What's up, YouTube, and welcome to Not Quite Mint. I'm Tom.
I'm Rich, and we are definitely not quite mint.
And today we are going to do a pre-grading guess the grade video, and we've got some special guests. So shall we get into this, Rich?
Yes, indeed, let's. Hi there, guys, and welcome back to what is going to be the first part of at least 5 parts of this whole grading video that we're going to do here from Not Quite Mint. We've got some special guests, obviously, from various other YouTube channels dotted in the background. We're going to introduce them in a moment. Just do make sure that you are obviously subscribed to everybody who takes part in this. Subscribe to us, smash that like button, and also, most importantly, we want to hear from you about what your grades are. So obviously put your grades for the books that we're going to review in this video and future videos down in the comments down below. That would be absolutely fantastic. We'd love to see what everybody's opinions are. So then, Tom.
Yes, mate.
What shall we welcome our guests?
Let's do it. Who we got?
Right then, so
do you want me to drum roll it?
Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. So we will get
insert drum roll here.
First up, we've got JP Comics and Amanda. We probably should have sorted out an order beforehand, shouldn't we? But
that's all right.
Well, it makes it more fun because then there's spontaneity there.
He was hoping he'd be first anyway. I could see it. I could tell.
Don't you start. Don't you start. You know, she was just saying to me how she loves your intro. And she said, why haven't you got an intro like that?
I did.
I'm like, oh, no.
I know a good guitarist.
That's it. Connections.
Thank you so much for having us, guys. It's really greatly appreciated. And looking forward to looking at some great comics today.
Which you don't have.
No.
Or you have a comic, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's it. We're going to have some in there.
Awesome. No, you're welcome, mate. It's good to have you.
Yeah, awesome. As I say, you know, as I mentioned before, obviously watched your videos and the CGC stuff and everything. So it's really good to get you on the channel finally, and we can we can have a look at some books and either love them or hate them, and talk about CGC a little bit. So thanks ever so much, and Amanda as well. Thanks for coming along. It's great seeing you.
I like to keep an eye on him. To be honest, keep tabs.
Keep tabs on him. Make sure he doesn't do anything
what he's
silly.
buying and what he's, what he's after. The Grail. Yeah. He's always used the word Grail.
There's lots of Grail.
Right?
I use that for everything. It's how I get away with everything. Yeah. It's okay. It's my Grail. I'm saved up for it.
Sometimes you find these Grails that you never knew you wanted as well, and that's the good thing.
Yeah,
yeah. I get them every week, every Wednesday.
It's now my new Grail.
Yeah, I've got to get it.
Right then, so we have got another couple of guests that I'm going to bring on at the same time. So we've got the boys from MJ Comics. We've got James and Mikey. So how you doing, guys?
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
No problem.
I agree with Amanda. I absolutely love your intro. I think it's awesome.
Oh, nice one.
It is good.
Yeah. I was air guitaring in the background.
Love it. We should just play the music and let everybody just rock out to it.
Yeah. I'll just get the extended version. I'm sure he's got one.
It's really cool watching everybody down at the bottom waiting to come in, and everybody's there jamming away. I love it. So
awesome.
So yeah, guys, thanks ever so much for coming. Again, similar story. I mean, you two guys, obviously, we're all Midlanders, so obviously
Midland takeover.
I know, yeah, this is it. If Dino was going to be here tonight, but sadly he couldn't make it. He's got some other commitments, but he's going to send me over his grades and hopefully take part in the unboxing in a month or so when we get these books back. So
awesome.
Thanks for being with us, guys. But obviously, as always, we've got one more left. Tom, do you want to welcome in our final guest?
Oh, it's me. It's my boyfriend, mate. Of course I do.
Yeah.
So here he is. The man himself. It's
what's up, YouTube?
Awesome.
It's the other arm, not quite Mint.
I was going to say,
Richard Crampton.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm here.
Who is this guy?
I do, because Everybody loves you, mate, and it's going to be. It gives us a really good mix of people for all these gradings, basically. So it's sort of like it's going to be really cool getting people like who've sent off books, got books back, and then obviously people like yourself who are a bit like probably not much of a fan.
I think that's fair. What's so awkward is I thought this would be an intimate affair. Tom and Rich, I think we've done so much together now that they know how much of a bad person I am. But I'm still being quite polite with like MJ Comics and JP. I've not even been introduced to yet, and I feel like I still need to be polite. And I'm basically just going to slag off what they do now.
It's fine.
Ben, I
probably should have warned you. That's my fault.
Ben, I just want to say I'm admiring your helmet right now.
Pardon?
Oh, okay. Is it that kind of show already?
Not the first time. Thank you, sir. It's
Star-Lord.
Something I've reviewed on my channel. So the problem is I have to do these videos in the kitchen. So I just grab really random objects from my room to try and make my kitchen look on theme. Clearly, it's worked a treat. Thank you, sir. Anyway.
Right then. So again, guys, obviously everybody who's watching, do go and check out. If you don't know everybody who's on screen at the moment and all their channels, do go and check out their channels. Everybody makes really, really good content. So, guys, we're here to grade some CGC. Well, they're not CGC books; they're just comic books. So we're going to pre-grade some books. So, right, shall I bring up the first one so we can see what you think? First one. Up is a platinum edition, Adventures of Superman, issue 500. So, little story behind this with me and Tom. This is a joint purchase, isn't it? But
it's our first NQM book, isn't it?
Can you
one we bought together?
Can you actually remember how much it was?
It was in a pile of books that I argued with about getting them. The guy told me I was something about I shouldn't be at the Comic-Con. He was a bit of a dick. Was it 12 quid? And then we got it down.
We bought a batch of books, I think, for about 18 quid, and I think there were about 12 books.
And this was one of them.
And this was one of them. So it was about £1.18 still in the poly bag. The bloke didn't know what he had. Yeah.
But I remember he had it priced at £12 just for this one.
Yeah.
It literally was like a pile of comics he just like thrown on the floor.
How do you share a book? Do you like one of you takes it to bed one night and another?
Well, I've got half of it at my house. Rich has got the other half at his house. We had to stitch it back together before we sent it off.
Well, you've done a fantastic job there. Looks great.
9.8 in the bag. Pick up in the middle.
Right then. So that's the little story, but not all of these books have got a story like that. In fact, only this book's got a story like that. So
that's a bit of providence, isn't it? Is that the word?
Is it provenance?
Provenance, yeah, not providence.
Provenance.
Provenance. I actually quite like that one.
So
it's far too sophisticated for this channel, Amanda.
Yeah.
Poor old Soupy looks desperate.
For what?
Just to cling on to life.
Did anybody have any comments about this book?
So this book is the return of Superman after his death, isn't it?
I believe so.
So, yeah.
So, and it was in a poly bag as well, was it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So did you guys know this was like the platinum, like I think the rarer, is it a misprint, is it?
I'm not sure. I think Rich knew that it was the one in the poly bag. Because when we got the poly bag, Rich knew what it was when I picked it up. I had no idea. I was just like, oh, that's cool. It's got a poly bag.
Yeah, I wasn't too sure because I think there's an error version, which is I'm not sure whether this one is. I haven't really been able to find out exactly what an error version looks like. So I don't think it'll be the error version, which is really like quite expensive. But it was. It was pretty. It was. I had a fair inkling because, as I say, the guy got a higher price on it, and I was just a bit like, yeah, if we can get that for a couple of quid, that's got to be worth a punt type of thing. But I didn't quite realise like what it was at the time. It has one thing that the pictures don't show up. It has got a slight, and this is why all of these books, it's pre-press. They're going to CCS to be pressed, and this has got a polybag crease, a bit like what you get on Ultimate Fallout 4. So do bear that in mind as well. So
wow, so we've got to guess what it is after the press as well.
Oh yes.
All right.
You don't make it easy.
I mean, you can obviously grade it as it is, and then when stuff comes back for the when it comes back from the press, we can obviously see what the what wonders have worked. Sort of thing.
What's a press? Do you like put it in between some books, or genuinely don't know what a press is?
So basically, Ben, that's where if a book's slightly wobbly on the covers and it's got problems with creases and things like that, they'll put it into like a kind of an industrial iron almost, and flatten it out more, and you get a higher grade for that. So that's basically what it is.
You know how your t-shirts get the print gets transferred onto your t-shirts, mate, via a press. It's sort of like that.
Yeah,
similar process.
Or trouser press.
Yeah, or trouser press. Yeah. But it takes all the creases out or any damage. But the one thing you don't want to do is press it when it's not been cleaned, because then it just presses the dirt into the book.
Yeah.
So you got So just to clarify, you got clean it, you got press it, and you got send it off. Right. Okay.
Do you want us to wake you up when it's over?
I'm so stressed.
Right then, anybody want to go first with what they think?
I'll go if you want.
Yeah, go on then, James.
Right, so polybag. There's a bit of a ding in the bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah.
I think purely because my Ultimate Fallout come back as a 9.4, and there was only like one little thing wrong with it. I'm going to go with a 9.4 on this after the press.
I like it. Cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, because it just looks too wavy. And I don't know.
It's going to get pressed though, isn't it?
Oh well, I'm going to go a 9.0.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Yeah. Cool.
Right, I'm going to go in between the two experts.
No, we're not experts, mate. We are not experts.
I'm going to go 9.2.
But we're just jammy.
Rich and Tom, can we just get a disclaimer saying that James and Mikey are not experts?
No, definitely not. We're going to put. You're going
Guys, you are. I've seen your channel. You know your CGC stuff, and that's why I don't watch many of your videos.
Okay.
I love you, really.
I love you too.
So I'm thinking, I couldn't see any defects on the back of the cover, to be honest with you. It didn't seem to be anything that stood out for me. Just to confirm, is this the white polybag version?
It's the black polybag version.
What's the one with the white polybag then? Because I've got the white polybag.
So I think that one has it's like the cover's black. So rather than this kind of like platinum-y, like silver, that part of the book's black.
Right. Okay.
And I think that's called the collector's edition. That one.
Right. Okay.
This one's the platinum.
Okay. There seems to be quite a bit of spine roll there by the looks of it. I think I'm airing probably around about a 9 to 9.2 after pressing. So I'll say, I'm going to go with Ben. He's the expert. 9.2.
Good man.
What about you, Mand?
I think mine
What about you, Amanda?
quite fair, actually. I don't think it's got major things wrong with it before it gets pressed. Anyway.
Corners look pretty sharp. Still.
Yeah. Yeah, it's as I say, like that was one of the things with me and Tom. I think we were both like, this should grade really, really highly. And when we bought it, we weren't even thinking about grading it, were we? To be honest, Tom. So
no, it was just kind of buy a pile of comics and see what happens with them in the future.
Yeah.
We never knew that Not Quite Mint was going to be what it is today, to be fair, when we first started doing all this.
Yeah, definitely. So what grade would you like to put on it, Amanda, then?
Yeah, stick it down as a 9.2, dude.
9.2.
9.2.
Right. Let's move on to the next book. So, I'll do it. Shall we mean you do our grades, Tom?
Yeah, mine's far higher than everyone else's because I know nothing about CGC.
So what we get? Do you want? Well, mine was. I've said hopefully 9.4. So
Yeah, I've gone 9.6.
Yes. I'm
So
glad
we will
someone's gone higher.
We will see. So next book up, this one. So I'll just zoom out.
Good, is it?
So here we go. So it's first appearance of the Spider Slayer, The Amazing Spider-Man 105. So this is just one that I've had for a while that I just thought I'd throw in there because I was really I've always been curious to see what it would grade because I'm not too sure. But yeah. So has anybody got any questions or comments on this one?
Obviously, with it being a white cover down the side of the spine, it's really difficult to pick out any spine ticks, isn't it?
Mhm.
Really? Yeah. What I try to go on is the black line that runs alongside it there, and I can't seem to see any breaks.
No, it looked pretty good, to be fair.
Yeah. Corners are blunted a little, but obviously for the age of the book, it's not surprising.
Mm-hmm.
It's I think it's probably about an 8.5.
Okay.
That's my thoughts. Mind you, I haven't seen the back yet, to be fair.
I'll just whip on the back. There you
Ooh. Okay.
I think it's going to be a 7.
What?
Is that wrong? Is
Oh,
that
thank God, someone's
is that
gone
really
lower than me.
7?
I'm going to go with a 9.0 again on this.
What?
What's right? Okay.
So you know where you get the white, like to off-white pages? I mean, obviously, if you've got brown stuff all over it, it's going to mark it down quite considerably. But if it's like slightly off-white, does that bring it down a bit as well because it's not so clear?
No, it's this grade will be the same. It'll just say off-white or cream to off-white pages. But if there are stains on it, the stains will bring down the grade.
Yeah.
Right, it's going for the clean as well. So if there were light stains, it would come off with it. So
yeah.
I've
always thought it was a fairly clean book. I was a little bit. The thing, my sort of comments was that it looks like it's a straight cut book, but I think that I do think it might be slightly off center, which is going to damage it. If you look at the comic code badge there, and I did wonder because of the age of it whether somebody had like done some kind of trimming to it or something. So I am a bit skeptical whether or not I'll get like a green label or like a purple label or something like that. But that's where my curiosity goes. But it might be a bit extreme because it's not a very expensive book. So
yeah.
So yeah.
Do you think anyone's ever sent one of the Action Comics 1 or one of the original Spider-Men really badly damaged, like from the World War, where people have wiped their bottoms with it to get clean and pressed? Do you think anyone's tried that? Because that'd be some serious brown stainage going on then.
Stainage.
No, the stainage. Oh,
stainage, mate.
Stainage always has to come into it, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Sorry.
I'd still probably pay quite a lot for like a poo-stained Amazing Fantasy.
Funny you should say you would pay a lot for one, Ben.
Cool.
I've got one.
Scores on the doors for this one then, guys. So I've heard a couple, so if you can just shout out what you think again.
Yeah, so I think it's an 8.5 on this one.
8.5, cool.
I think it's a 9.0.
What?
Cool.
What about you, man? What did you say yours was?
I said 7.
7.
Excellent.
Savage.
I think I saw a little nick, like from the back on the on the side. I'm probably not using all the correct terminology that you guys use. So if you zoom in where it says Sizzlers around there,
Sizzlers.
Go down a bit. Is that a little nick just opposite cars?
Mhm.
You
So
can't let that go, can you?
I'm not having that. I'm putting it at 8.0.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
I literally don't know what I'm doing.
Did I get yours?
Well, it sounds good to me. You're all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you think, James?
I'm going to agree with Jason. I'd put this down as about an 8.5.
Okay, cool. And this one's an interesting one for me and Tom, because we've both got the same grade, haven't we, mate, on this one?
Yeah.
We both thought about the same. So we've said an 8.0.
So we're agreeing with the third part of Not Quite Mint.
That's it, yeah. So there you go, Ben. See?
Well done, Ben.
Once again, the person who has the least experience is the winner.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to do a league table and everything with this. I can't wait. I'm going to proper analyse the shit out of these. But anyway.
As long as I'm not at the bottom like I am for Ben's birthday months, I'll be happy. I want to be at the bottom for everything.
That's what happens. So that's what happens when you're young, there, mate. That's the issues.
True.
Right then. So this next one, guys, I believe there might be some fans in the room for this one. So,
oh my God.
There you go.
Not the best condition one, but I did get it for a very good price. So here we go. So
I've never seen that book before in my life. What
What
is
is it? I've never seen it.
I never
Is that the Spawn homage?
No, yeah, and for some reason, Spider-Man's a different colour. Oh, I'd send it back.
love it.
It's an error.
So yeah, so we got ASM 300. I think everybody who we've got here, as in one shape or form, obviously made a video about this book, or obviously spoke about it at some great length. So yeah, this one's, it's, as I say, for me, front looks good, but the back is a different story. But we'll get to that in a minute. So does anybody want to share their thoughts?
I mean,
the spine ticks, they're going to be quite visible on this one, aren't they?
Mm.
Yeah, there's one there, 2, 3, 4. Oh, is that a white mark by the second 300 at the top?
Yeah, I do believe.
Okay. Colour break.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's quite a bit of fading down the side where it's been
Yeah.
fingered a lot.
Sorry.
Sorry, I'm not talking about Amanda now. I'm talking about the comic.
Oh,
Oh,
Well,
Jace.
sorry, you cut that bit out. God, right?
yeah.
I'm definitely not cutting that bit out.
Damn. What I would say,
I will bide my time for
I
that
know.
one,
Well,
and I'll get you back.
that's for taking the mickey out of my man bun.
Well, you were wearing a little ponytail.
Okay. As you can see, the back cover is black, right? And you can see the spine ticks there
I mean,
on the
all
right
down
hand
that
side
left
and the left side.
It's
You
bad.
can see that. You can see that
It is
fold on the left hand side as well.
As well. Top looks like it's been
So, how many of these have you got, or have you had?
Well, at one point, I did have about 4 or 5. I've only got one.
Fingers.
I got 2. No, yeah.
4 or 5 fingers.
All right, and how does that compare to the 9.6?
Right, I would say that's like a 6.5. If all that got pressed out, the problem is just color breaking, isn't it? So you can see the white lines.
And they can't infill it black.
No,
That corner will look a lot better after a press.
it will, and a press. You're right, James. A press will greatly improve it. But is that also a tear at the bottom of the book there?
Yeah, so it's got this little kind of indent here, which is it's like what I think they call it a micro tear, like at the just here, and then obviously just at the top there's this one, which is a bit more significant as well, which obviously hits it quite a lot. Obviously the spine ticks are obviously colour breaking on the spine as well. There's a bit of colour rub as well. So
I'm going for 6.
6.
I know.
I reckon I've had a cocktail called Colour Rub.
Colour. Right, so scores on the door. Anybody else? Any comments before we go around the?
You didn't say. I said a 6.
Yeah.
So we've got a 6 from Amanda.
I'm going to say 6.5.
Okay.
I'm
Who
going
next?
to go 5.5.
Oh, Rich, can I ask how much did you pay for this?
I think it was 120 quid about 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good price.
Yeah, basically it came in a lot with one of the other books that we've got later on. It was an eBay buy it now, and the other book basically kind of like sold it to me because it was just before my birthday, effectively, when I bought this, because I bought it thinking I want it for my birthday, and I wasn't too sure if I was going to get what I was going to get, kind of thing. So I just thought I'll get it. So yeah, it was cheap. So
you got it.
So when you bought it, is that when everybody started getting really excited about it and it started going up in price?
I think
it's purely because Rich bought it. They all went up, blew up, because everyone was I wanted to be like Rich.
Not quite me to bought one. Let's go buy everyone buy one.
I did it.
No, it sounds like you got it pre-hype then. If it was 2 months ago, but the recent
it would have been start of August. So when I got it, so we're probably actually talking more like 3 months ago.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go 6.0.
Okay. Ooh, Ben.
I'm going to go 10 because I love this comic.
10. 10.
You just stole my joke. I was about to make that joke.
Such a sweetheart, isn't he?
I love this. I love this book so much. But by the way, side note. But why do you slab? Why do you CGC, Rich? Just out of interest, like for you, is it a mindset that you are going to sell it down the line and it's obviously adding value to it, or is it a protection thing? Why do you do it?
Yeah, it's a combination of the two, really. It's sort of it's that whole thing that I've always collected loads of stuff, and I've got graded sports cards and stuff like that that I've bought like when I was in my 20s, and they've like astronomically gone up in value. And I've always collected comics, but only started grading them at the, like, obviously when we went through lockdown. So and it's just one of those things now that it is an investment type of thing. I mean, Tom knows as much as anything. I've always had that kind of like I was always told to look after my toys as a kid. So I had I've still got Star Wars figures in their original packaging and stuff like that are in boxes and all kinds of stuff like that. So I've got loads of open ones as well. But yeah, I was always like, I was just that type of way. So I've always looked after my things, and now I'm older, it's kind of like I can read these books digitally or whatever.
Yeah,
so slab it. And
I do get that element of it, because I think for like this book, I would be so scared to even touch. And obviously, I know the story at the back of my hand, so it's not like you have to kind of pick it up and you want to, reread it and stuff all the time. So, but yeah, I mean, I guess the little specks of white and stuff like that over it, that sounds dodgy. I will go for a 6.0 as well. I think Amanda said that, didn't you? 6.0 and James, yeah. Let's do that. So, 6.0. 6.0.
I like it. It's quite
final answer
grades for everybody, really. So, what do you want to say? What grade you did, Tom?
Hold on. What did I put? I put 7.5.
Generous. I like it.
That's ambitious.
Yeah, but I'm just I'm just generous. I like to give them high grades and hope for the best.
You always want the best for your comics, don't you? So you are going to be over whatever everybody else thinks, because it's just genuine human need, isn't it? You just want for your own stuff.
I'm a bit worried now because one of my books that I'm really precious about is in this list that we're going to get to, and I'm a little bit like, if everyone gives it a really shit grade, I'm going to cry.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I gave this a 6.0 as well. So it's interesting that we're all in that kind of, sort of, what I say, as low as 5.5, but up to that sort of like 7.5. So it's like, yeah. So it's going to be interesting when this one comes back.
What did you grade it as, Rich?
Me 6.0.
Every time I'm dead on.
You're on it, Crampton. I might just leave.
Absolutely no research, but no research needed.
The boss of CGC, Ben Crampton.
Maybe I'm like, I've just got like the CGC gene, and I didn't even know it, and like I could just be like working for them. And
It should be Professor CGC.
Professor CGC.
Yeah, you just need a wheelchair.
I'd just be like, oh, I love this comic. 10. 10.
Right then. So this is one of Tom's. So do you want to talk?
This is not the one I'm really excited about.
Or is it Shuri?
It is, yeah. It's the first appearance of Shuri as a Black Panther on a cover. This is the variant cover of that issue. I've got the other one, but because it's a J. Scott Campbell, I'm really reluctant to do anything with it.
Is that you speculating about her taking the mantle?
Yeah,
Pretty
it's a
much,
hot
yeah.
spec on this.
Yeah.
You've had this a while though, haven't you, Tom?
Yeah, I've had it since it came out because I didn't get the J. Scott Campbell one originally, but I got the full run of this set. But I got the variant cover because I wanted it, not realizing that J. Scott Campbell was then going to become one of my favorite artists. So I've had to then repurchase issue 1, but the J. Scott Campbell one.
I love this. I think it's a beautiful comic.
Yeah, I didn't realize it's a wraparound cover, is it?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, nor did I.
So
Can you go back down a bit. But go back down.
It was a little white, like not tear, but
Yeah,
in the corner.
And then what about within that grass? Is that like rub, or is that just literally meant to be like white inside the grass?
Oh,
I
I see.
think that's just a bit of like
that's just-
the lights.
Bit of foliage.
Well, I'm finding myself getting into this, and we're only the 3rd book in. I'm
Good
like,
lad.
There you go.
Only 300 more to go.
Yeah, we'll get there. So this one's a little bit easier, I think.
Yeah, it's more easier to predict with modern books, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very clean book. So
I love this. I'm going to look for this after this show.
it's a lovely. It really is nice. It's a proper nice book, and again with the spec on it with Shuri. With the
Yeah, it's not going to be a cheap find, Mike.
Yeah.
No, well, I don't know because this is the variant, so it might be.
yeah. This
Yeah,
one's
it's not the J. Scott Campbell one.
Yeah, definitely cheaper than the J. Scott one, but yeah, it's nice.
It's so annoying. I got the J. Scott Campbell one about 3 years ago, and then I missed out on getting the black and white version of the J. Scott Campbell one, which is now extremely sought after and so much more money than anything else he's ever done. It's ridiculous.
So shall we get some scores out on this one then, guys?
9.4.
Oh, Ben.
Smack.
On the money.
9.6 on this.
Is he gone to sleep? You're either meditating or nodded off.
I was just appreciating myself.
I'm glad I can't see below where it says straight at Crampton. Just appreciating myself.
Keep your hands in the air. Come on.
Like you just don't care.
I love it.
Just hands.
Right then, who's next?
I'm going to agree with Ben here. I've wrote down a 9.4 on this as well.
Good man.
Cheers, Ben.
Well, I know where I am.
Hey, Jason and Amanda, what we thinking?
I'm thinking 9.4.
Oh.
Seriously.
Everyone's agreeing with Crampton.
Yeah, 9.4.
CG,
Oh, I didn't.
No, you did well.
Yeah, I did. Well, I'm coming back on the next one.
and Amanda, did you concur with that 9.4 or
9.6, dude. I'm going to go a little bit higher.
awesome? So
It's a bit.
Why are you pulling a face?
Wow, I don't know. I mean, there's obviously it's got to be pressed, so there are going to be improvements made. But I think there's probably only so much that a press can do with it. Maybe I don't know. Because of the color rub on the back cover, and I think that's going to bring it down a couple of points. And I've had books that were a 9.6, and you look at it and it looks like it's perfect. But this one, my theory is, if we can see the errors, then CGC are going to see even more, aren't they?
Mm.
Yeah,
They
Good call,
go
to be fair.
fine tooth comb and it's a black light they use and all
Yeah.
sorts. So I think 9.
I'm going higher. I'm sticking to
Alright.
9.
9 what?
9.6.
9.6.
Sticking to them guns.
So I went with a 9.4 on this one as well. So that's my thoughts. So what did you do, Tom?
I went for a 9.6, mate.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, excited. Right, so there we go. That's all the scores on that one.
I think
On
are we
to the
split
next.
down the middle on this one.
yeah.
It's pretty much yeah.
Nice. Team
Yeah.
9.6.
I have a question. How much does it cost to get things pressed?
It's for these. It's 15 quid.
Are you doing it with CGC Direct or?
Yes.
Yeah, CCS this time rather than James. So it was just the waiting time with James was like going to possibly as long, if not longer, with what the CCS were doing. So we'll see. If they come back in March, I'll have made a mistake.
Well, the thing is James is in such demand, isn't he?
Yeah,
Just everything that he does just turns to gold, doesn't he? So
We're talking about me here, right?
Yeah, mate, definitely. 100%.
yeah. If you're not about you.
Right then. So next up, we have one of my personal favourites.
Yeah, I like this.
Dr. Afra.
Yeah, I'm not really clued up on all this.
Is this
So
your
you might
next
have to explain.
cosplay, Crampton?
I do like her sleeve. I've got to say, like all the sort of digital like tube stuff.
C3PO.
Oh no, I meant Dr. Afra.
Guys, let's be honest. I wouldn't fit in either of those outfits. So. I'm more of an encore plaid kind of guy. So that's a Star Wars joke.
I was going to say I don't understand the reference.
Okay. Some people will who are watching this, and they will be rolling around laughing.
If you are, send us a picture of you rolling around laughing at Ben's joke.
Ruffling.
There's a bit of a. Is that a bit of a ding in the corner? Is it?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a ding.
A bit of rub there down the side.
Yeah.
That spine looks tired, man. You've been turning that a lot.
Had a lot of flicking.
There's a lot of flicking on this. First appearance. What do you expect?
Yeah, it is.
Does CGC, do they take it into consideration what happens in the comics? So, like, will they say, right, okay, this is a first appearance, so it's worth more, or do they? It's literally just the quality of the book. Sort of
it's purely based on the quality of the book, mate.
right.
Right then, what do we think about this one then? Should we get some scores again? It's quite easy with the modern ones, but yeah.
George Dawes, give us the scores.
9.2. No, 9.4. 4.
Oh,
Really?
Ben, just straight.
No. No.
Okay.
Right. I'm going to go
colour rub, isn't it?
9.0.
Oh,
And I'll tell you why.
Look at the back of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It looks really bad, Jason.
But it's colour up.
Is it supposed Is it supposed to be like that?
No, I know, but I don't. It's had a lot of colour rub, isn't it? There's a lot of colour rub.
I mean, it's a great back cover, isn't it? But it's just because of it being black. It's just so difficult to get a high grade.
It will.
Oh, you've upset Richie's off. He's turned his back on you.
He's crying.
He's looking at his 9.8. What is it? What?
I am actually.
Is it the same? Is it part of the book?
No, I mean, weirdly enough, I mean, you won't be able to see, but there is a little bit of colour rub in the same place on this one. And this is a 9.8, so. But,
I'll stick with a 9.0 then.
Wait, you've already done it?
He's got another one, mate.
it's I love my Star Wars books.
It's a bit like Blue Peter. Here's one we hadn't made earlier.
Yeah, here's one we made earlier.
This is probably one of those rare occasions where actually prefer the back to the front.
That's a good one. Yeah,
I like that. I like that little Vader and Luke. That is Luke, isn't it? That's not some woman.
Yeah,
Luke, yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm thinking
this Adi Granov art is just superb. It is Adi Granov, right?
Amazing.
I might go.
Yeah.
Adi Gronov's an absolute dude as well. I talked to him a little bit about fitness because he's a power lifter.
Yeah, have you seen his Instagram? He's like got gains and everything.
Yeah,
man.
mate. He's incredible. I gave him some tips about how to get into the powerlifting game a few years ago when he was at Nice. He's a nice guy. I like Adi.
Nice guy. Nice comic.
So I didn't know you. I apologise. I didn't know you knew him, mate. I would love that front cover.
Did you not like it?
No, I'm just saying, like, art is subjective, isn't it? But I just prefer the back cover because it's classic Star Wars.
I don't think this piece is one of his best. I mean,
he's coming for you, James, with his big weightlifting arms.
Big arms. I'm only little.
Well, it's all right. I'll protect you, James.
So, who else wants to chip in with this grade then?
I'm going 8.5.
You see that?
What is that?
No. I was debating to myself 8.5 or 9.0, and I don't know. I'm going to go 8.5 as well.
8.5. Whoa.
I'm going to go with a press and a clean. I think that's going to be a 9.2.
Ooh, that is mint. Near mint.
Yeah, but if you're saying his 9.8 has got like a bit of colour up, then
it's not quite mint.
Yeah, but CGC ends on the grader on the day is just.
Jason, have you decided?
Yeah, did I say? I'm trying to think what I said now. Did I say
9.8,
Jason?
9.0. Yeah,
9.0.
Yeah, 9.0.
Just saying I'm Ben, aren't we?
I thought you said 4.
Right then, guys. So that is the end of the pre-grade talk where we all discussed what grades that we thought our books would get from CGC. So thank you to our co-hosts for joining us this evening. It has been spot on.
Indeed. I just want to second everything that Tom has said there. It's been absolutely outstanding. Really, really enjoyed it. Thanks to everybody who's appeared on there. Obviously, do make sure that if you aren't already subscribed to any of those guys' channels, do obviously go and do that. And we will put their links down in the description below. As I say, thanks ever so much. But obviously, we're at the end, finally, many hours later. Thanks ever so much for watching. And take care till next time.
Yeah, I'm going to reiterate what Rich said. Take care, look after each other. Make sure you're following us on all the social medias. Make sure you're following everyone that was part of this video. And stay safe, stay sexy. See ya!